evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. How much more can America take from the activist left? Is there a limit to the abuse ordinary people are willing to endure from the social justice mob? How long before normal people start pushing back a little bit? Ever wondered? We're a little closer tonight to answering those questions. A jury in Ohio has ordered left-wing Oberlin College to pay $44 million in damages to a family that the college defamed in a hate hoax. The school will also pay the victims legal fees. It was a rare but totally unequivocal victory for reason and decency against the forces of lunacy and chaos, and we'd like to celebrate it tonight as we head into the weekend. The story begins back in 2016 when an underage Oberlin student used a fake ID to buy alcohol from a store called Gibson's Food Mart and Grocery. The man behind the counter, Alan Gibson, refused the sale. The student then tried to steal the bottle, so Gibson called the police. When the cops arrived, they found the student and two of his accomplices beating Gibson on the ground. Those are the facts of this case. No one has disputed them. The students, in fact, pled guilty. The case should have ended there. But because the student who shoplifted from the store is black, Oberlin attempted to manufacture a hate crime out of it. Swarms of entitled young progressives descended on Gibson's bakery and accused the family of racism. Watch.
We are here today because yesterday, 3 students from the Africana community were assaulted and arrested as a result of a history of racial profiling and racial discrimination by Gibsons.
All of this was slander. None of it was true. But Oberlin's dean of students, Meredith Raimondo, continued to provoke the mob. She distributed pamphlets defaming the Gibson family, calling them racist. In emails that were released during the trial, Raimondo attacked her own colleagues who defended the Gibsons and discussed, quote, unleashing the students on Gibson's bakery. College administrators tried to put the bakery out of business. They canceled its long-standing contracts with the college. It nearly worked, by the way. The Gibsons took no salary for 2 years. They laid off most of their staff. They almost shut down the business. Oberlin then used their suffering for leverage in negotiations. The college offered to reinstate the lucrative contracts if Gibson would drop charges against the shoplifter. The Gibsons refused. Instead, they fought back, and in the end, they won. Before the jury awarded the damages, Oberlin's lawyers whined that the $70,000 a year school couldn't afford the judgment. That turned out to be yet another ludicrous lie. Tax documents revealed the school has more than $1 billion in assets. Bill Jacobson is a professor at Cornell Law School. He's the publisher of the Legal Insurrection blog. He covered this case from beginning to end, virtually the only person to do so, and he joins us tonight. Mr. Jacobson, thanks a lot for coming on.
Thank you for having me on.
So, what do you think, having watched this from the first day to the last, what do you think the message the jury was sending was?
Well, I think the message the jury was sending is that all lives matter, frankly, that the lives of this bakery, the lives of people who get up at 3 in the morning to cook the baked goods that the students eat in the dining halls matter just as much as anybody else. And the truth matters, because these are people, as you've pointed out, who did nothing wrong. They literally were just minding their business that morning when they called the police on some shoplifters. And because of the crazed social justice, so-called social justice movement on our campuses, they were immediately designated an oppressor, in part because of their skin color, in part because they're the owner of a business, and they were put into a pigeonhole of someone who must be racist, who must have engaged in racial profiling. And nobody seemed to actually care about the facts that these are students who actually did shoplift. And I think that's what's so outrageous about it, that, and I think you noted it in your opening, that these are just ordinary people. These are not people who are engaged in the political process. They didn't put themselves out into the arena. This is not like the other social media mobs we've heard about, where someone sends out a tweet or posts something on Facebook and all of a sudden there's a mob against them. That's bad enough. These are literally people who got up probably at 3 in the morning that morning and did absolutely nothing wrong, but that campus fervor and that campus zeal to express some sort of outrage at the system visited them. And I think that's the thing that's so chilling here.
children of privilege attacking the working class. What's going to happen to the fascist dean of students, Raimondo, who would try to whip the mob into hurting the Gibsons? Will she keep her job, do you think?
I don't know, but there's this phenomenon in academia of failing up. The president of Oberlin College at the time that this all happened essentially got a promotion. He's now the president of Pace University, a much bigger institution. So I don't expect anything to happen. And the important thing here is that I don't think Oberlin College got the message. In their closing statement to the jury as to why they shouldn't get punitive damages, the Oberlin College attorney said, "We've gotten the message. You sent a message loud and clear." I don't think for a second Oberlin College has gotten the message. Just today, the president sent out an all-campus email saying they're going to continue to fight this, and they believe they did nothing wrong. So I think this is really an outrageous circumstance. And I think, let's remember, this is a fifth-generation bakery. These are the people who get up at 3 and 4 in the morning when Oberlin students are just getting home. And I think that that's the outrageous thing about this, that this can happen to anybody. It's not just a campus phenomenon.
Maybe if they shut the school down, they get the message. One can hope. Well, Bill Jacobson, great to see you tonight. Thank you for your reporting on this.
Thank you.